Want this watermark in CapCut? Pro not required. Let's get started, Pookies. Click on Text, then type your name. Go to Fonts, add fonts, and get Helvetica. Go back to Styles and click on Glow. Range 75, intensity 35. Next, go over to Spacing. Put the character to 3. Press the check mark. Now make the text the whole length of the video. Click on the black picture and duplicate it. Duplicate the text you put before. Put it under the new duplicated picture. Click on Style, then scroll over till you see Presets. Click Brand Text 2. You will have to rewrite your name again. Put the same font, glow, and spacing as before. Make it a bit smaller than the first text. Now copy the first text again. Type in Made By. Make it even smaller and put it above the text like this. Make sure both texts are centered. Now that you've created the texts, go ahead and export. Make sure to export in the highest possible settings for your device. Now open a new project with another black picture. Add the video you exported before as an overlay. Split the overlay into the two texts. Next, go into Text and type an I. Go to Styles again, then Glow. Intensity 35, range 75. Make it last the whole video. Zoom it in and put it next to your name on the left. It should be bigger than your name. Add a keyframe near the start of it, and another one just shortly after it. While on the second keyframe, move it over to the right, like this. Now go over to the overlay. Look for Mask. Select horizontal, put the same keyframes as the text, and also rotate it 90 degrees. Now on the first keyframe, move the mask over to behind the I text. On the second keyframe, move it over to the right of the I. Then click on Graphs and use Cubic Out. Also go back to the I text and use Cubic Out Graph. Now, add a third keyframe shortly after the second one. While on that keyframe, move it over to the left of your name again. Now go back to the overlay and add the same third keyframe as the text. Make sure you're on mask when adding the keyframes. While on the keyframe, move the mask over to the left again of the I. Go to Graphs and select Cubic Out and also for the I text too. Add a fourth keyframe on the I text just near the end. On that fourth keyframe, move it over to the right. Now go get the second overlay and put it under the second keyframe of the first overlay like this. On the second keyframe, look for Mask. Select horizontal, rotate it 90 degrees. Click Invert at the bottom left there. Move the mask over to the right of the I text. Add another keyframe. Make sure it lines up with the third keyframe on the first overlay. Move the mask over to the left of the I text like this. Go to Graphs and select Cubic Out again. You may need to adjust it a few times or restart your app because it tends to glitch a lot. Add a third keyframe near the end of the second overlay. Move the mask over to the right of the I. Go to Graphs and select Cubic Out. For the final step, go into Overlays and get a black picture. Zoom it all the way in and put it to the beginning. Crop it to just after the first keyframe. Next, go to Layers and make sure it is over the text layer. Then go to Mask and select Mirror. Put a keyframe at the start and the end. Press invert at the bottom left corner. Now follow what I do here with the mask.
Tonight's the night.
I recommend not using any graphs, but you can if you want to. Press the check mark. Now duplicate this and put it at the very end this time. Go into Mask and click None. You will have to redo the keyframes. Also, go back into Layer and make sure it is over the text layer. Go back to Mask and put a keyframe at the start and the end. Don't forget to press the invert button. Follow what I do here with the keyframes. Congratulations, you're now done. Make sure all graphs are set to cubic out, all keyframes are lined up, and masks are lined up. You can now export and add it to your edit. Press Splice, then Filter. Make sure it's on the very top layer. Now, put it to where you want and make it smaller. I'm going to shut the fuck up now. Results. Thank you for watching. Ask questions in the comments.